Hey y'all, when I woke up this morning, a lot of things went through my mind. I'm going to tell you about a couple of them. One was last night's finale, at least for my husband and I, of How to Get to Heaven from Belfast. We watched the last two episodes, episodes 7 and 8 last night, and I woke up thinking about them this morning because I enjoyed them that much. The other thing on my mind was, I wonder if we have any Guinness in the fridge, because I enjoyed it so much that I wanted to raise a toast to the series and the actresses and actors, and to the writer Lisa McGee tonight at dinner. And so tonight, it wasn't the first thing I did, but I did eventually find my way to Instagram. And one of the first things that popped up for me was a post in the Irish Times by a writer who was saying how to get to heaven from Belfast was very underwhelming. And it made me mad. I don't normally get angry if somebody has an opposing view to me on a book or on a movie or a television show, but it hit me hard this morning. Maybe all the things going on in the world, maybe the attack on women's rights here in the United States, and just all the craziness, right? And I thought about this all day, and I thought I have to make a video about it as I stand here and make dinner and drink my Guinness. And I just wanted to say to that writer, I'm not going to name him because, it's just not a good thing to do. But if you found that show underwhelming, then it probably is because you probably aren't the audience for it. Now, I don't know Lisa McGee, and I don't know what her intention is. She's Irish, but I do know she's a middle-aged mom. And this show, to me, was so valid with bringing all the women's points of view to the table. There's one character who is so overwhelmed every day being a mom and running her household that solving her friend's murder was the best escapism ever. There is a friend whose life is so small because she has so much fear about who she is that she just barely leaves the house and stays home with her mom and her sister, afraid to do anything. And there's another woman in the story. So these are kind of the three main characters that everything's focused on. There's another character in the story who is a very successful mystery writer on her own, but she has to create drama in her life essentially to feel good about who she is and whether or not she has accomplished what she set out to accomplish as a young girl. Now, there are other women in the stories as well. There's the main character, there's Greta, who experienced horrific childhood trauma at the hands of her mother, and her story gets unwound in this series, and it is so real and valid. And there are all of these other characters, right? These supporting characters outside of these four women that are part of the story. But these four women tell such a great story for women, all women, regardless of the age, but really women of a certain age. We'll just say it. Now, these women in this story are a little younger than I am, but I certainly could recognize bits and pieces of me in every single part of the story. And on top of it all, it was funny as hell. So even digging through all the craziness and all the pain, this story was funny as hell. I don't normally cuss on my Instagram, any of my posts. I am a Gen Xer, so I kind of have a potty mouth outside of social media, as my husband will tell you. However, to anyone who finds this show underwhelming, I'm going to say a big F you. So anyway, if you are looking for the funniest, wittiest, most real and raw thing on television right now, I'm going to tell you to watch How to Get to Heaven from Belfast. And I just want to thank Lisa McGee for bringing this to us and bringing Dairy Girls as well, a completely different experience. But this show is exactly what we need right now. Have a great night. Bye-bye.